I should have never set foot inside that house. It's been months since I left, yet I still wake up drenched in sweat, hearing the faint scratching inside my walls as if the place followed me. It all began when my Uncle Raymond died and left me his house at the end of Blackwood Lane. It was an old Victorian relic, narrow and towering, with a slate roof that sloped like a blade. I'd only seen it once as a child, but in my memory it loomed like a monster against the horizon. When the lawyer handed me the keys, he seemed uncomfortable. "Your uncle wanted family to live there. He insisted it not be sold." His eyes flicked down, as though he wished he hadn't said that. At the time, I thought it was a blessing. Rent had been draining me dry, and I couldn't imagine saying no to a free house. But standing in front of it that first night, key in hand, I felt something in my chest tighten. The first night, the moment I stepped inside, the smell hit me. Not the scent of dust or mold, but something sour, metallic, and faintly rotten, like old blood baked into wood. I opened every window, but the air clung stubbornly to the walls. The house was filled with Raymond's belongings, stacks of books, dusty portraits, furniture shrouded in yellowing cloth. Nothing was random. It all felt arranged, almost ritualistic. I tried to sleep in the upstairs bedroom, but at 3 a.m., a faint scratching woke me. It came from inside the walls, like nails dragging slowly down wood. I told myself it was just mice, but the sound was too deliberate, too steady. That night, I barely slept. The locked door. 2 days later, while exploring the basement, I found it. A heavy oak door, reinforced with iron hinges and sealed by a thick padlock. Around the frame were carvings, symbols I didn't recognize. Circles, jagged lines, intersecting triangles. On the plaster beside it, scrawled in deep scratches, were 3 words: "Don't open it." I laughed nervously, assuming Raymond was hiding liquor or valuables. But something about the markings stuck with me. They didn't look like a joke. They looked like a warning. The portraits. The house was full of portraits, generations of family members dressed in stiff collars and black dresses. They all had the same sharp cheekbones, the same hollow eyes. None smiled. Their gazes seemed to follow me no matter where I moved. One portrait in particular unsettled me. A young woman in her 20s, hair drawn back severely, eyes dark as coal. The longer I stared, the more I swore her lips twitched, just a fraction, like she was suppressing a grin. That night, I dreamed of her standing in my room, staring silently at me from the foot of the bed. The smell. By the second week, the odor from the basement had become unbearable. No matter how many candles I burned, it only grew stronger, seeping into my clothes, my hair, my skin. My dreams turned darker. I saw endless hallways stretching into blackness, doors slamming shut, whispers clawing at my ears. And always, at the end, I found myself standing before the locked basement door. In those dreams, I heard knocking from the other side. 3 sharp knocks. Pause. 3 more. When I woke, the sound lingered faintly in the pipes. The walls. The scratching in the walls grew louder, more violent. Convinced it was an infestation, I tore down strips of wallpaper. Instead of nests, I found carvings gouged into the plaster. Symbols, circles within circles, lines broken like splintered bones, and always words. Keep it shut, do not feed it. It remembers. I called a contractor to inspect the house. He walked through for less than 10 minutes, then left without a word. I never saw him again. The door opens. Eventually, curiosity overpowered fear. The door consumed me. I dreamt about it every night. I felt it pulling me. One evening, I snapped the lock with a hammer. The door groaned open, releasing a rush of air so hot and foul it made me gag. Behind it, stone steps descended into darkness. I should have walked away. Instead, I went down. The basement chamber was small, The walls stacked with bones. They weren't buried, just piled chaotically, filling every corner. In the center was a pit, a perfect black circle, lightless and infinite. My flashlight beam died against it as if swallowed whole. Then, from the pit, came a whisper. It said my name, the aftermath. I don't remember leaving the basement. One moment I was staring into that pit, the next I was upstairs, hours missing from my memory. From then on, the house changed. The portrait seemed to watch more closely, some with clear smirks. The scratching in the walls turned into pounding. At night, I felt breathing at my bedside, slow, ragged, inches from my face. Every mirror I looked into flickered, showing not my reflection but hollow eyes, widening smiles. Raymond's secret. I scoured Raymond's journals and found the truth. The house wasn't just old, it was a prison. Generations ago, our family made a pact with something in that pit. Something ancient, hungry. It fed on us, bound to us. Each caretaker had one job, to keep it locked away. Raymond had dedicated his life to containing it. The carvings, the warnings, the obsession. It was all an attempt to starve the thing below. By breaking the lock, I freed it. The last night I fled weeks ago, or tried to. No matter how far I drive, no matter where I sleep, I wake in the same bedroom on Blackwood Lane. The same silence pressing in. The same smell of rot. The pit is open now. I hear it whispering constantly, promising things, threatening worse. Sometimes when I blink, I see its eyes through my own. The scratching has started again as I write this. Not in the walls anymore. Not under the floorboards. It's inside the room,